Point of view. So, we haven't filled in any of this, have we? We have filled in it? Okay. So, let's just review what you filled in here. Okay? Alright, so what did you fill in? Point of view is the perspective or vantage point, okay? I believe I talked to you about vantage point is just basically where if you're standing somewhere and you look, what you see in front of you, okay? And that's what a narrator does, right? They look at what they see happening in front of them, okay? So, this is a real thing I want you to pay attention to. Are these 3 things to check off when you are trying to find point of view? Because there will be a question on the state reading test and other things about point of view, and they want you to know which point of view is being used. Now, I know you know the point of views. First, second, third, right? Okay? When you're looking at it, and you're trying to decide, which answer is it? Is it first, second, or third? First check, is it first person? How do you know if it's first person? There's one thing you have to look at. What do you have to look at? I or me. That's it, right? So if you don't see I or me in the story, is it first person? Most likely no, okay? How about second person? What word would you see? No? Okay, did we not do the middle part here? Did we? Do you have anything written down?
Yeah.
We do? Okay, so what word would you see? You. You if it's second person. If you don't see you, then it's not second person. Then you're left with what? What person? Third person, okay? So then you can start worrying about, is it omniscient or is it limited, okay? So always check first, do I see I or me? The big thing I want to say about the I or me, don't look at dialogue in the story. What's dialogue? Talking, people talking, right? Okay, don't look at that. Look at who is telling the story, the parts where there are no quotation marks. Because sometimes in the dialogue you'll see I and me, even if it isn't in first person. Does that make sense? Okay, so only look at the narration. So look at the finish of Patsy Barnes, right in front of you. Okay? Where is narration? Where is narration? Yeah. The first sentence is narration. Do you see any quotation marks around it? No. That makes it narration. Is Caleb Taylor doing something he's not supposed to be doing? Okay, then you need to shut your computer. Okay, so anything that does not have quotation marks is not dialogue. Turn the page. Find me some dialogue. Find me some dialogue. Somebody different. Ashley.
I'm a doctor, not a fortune teller.
Okay, and where is that? On the 559? Okay, is it towards the top?
It's like right in the middle.
Okay, right in the middle. And you'll see a bunch of dialogue there, right, with the quotation marks. People talking back and forth. Don't look at that to figure out point of view. Look at the parts that don't have the quotation marks, okay? Then, after you decide, oh, it's not first or second, then you'll go in to ask, whose story is the narrator telling? Is he telling his story? Is he telling my story? Or is he telling someone else's story? Okay? If it's his story, then it's first person. If it's my story, it's second person. That won't happen, right? And then someone else's, that would be third person. So this is a checklist. When you get to a test and they ask you, what point of view was the story told in? First, go back to the story and look. Do you see I or me? If you don't, first person's out, right? Look back. Do you see you? Second person's out, right? So you eliminate 2 already by doing that. Okay, so let's scroll down, and then we're left with the last one. Third person limited. Now you have this typed in already, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what does limited mean? Somebody tell me. You have it right in front of you. Sam?
Narrator isn't involved. Knows other stories. Knows one character.
Thoughts and feelings. You should have thoughts and feelings with that. So, the narrator is not in the story. There's somebody watching, okay? Think of like a creepy stalker watching this whole situation go on. Okay, and they can only tell one character's thoughts and feelings. That's why it's called limited. What does limited mean? You're usually limited to one thing, right? If I gave you oranges and apples and I said you're limited to pick, you're limited. You can only pick one. Okay, you only get to do one, right? You don't get to do all of them. You don't get to pick all of them, okay? So, we need to know, is it limited or omniscient? What's omniscient mean? Yes, sir, go.
All-knowing of thoughts, feelings, and actions.
All-knowing. Basically, they know all the characters' thoughts and feelings. Okay? So we've eliminated first person, second person. Then you go to third. And you think, do I know only one character's thoughts? So you look through. And do you know only one character's thoughts? Or do you know a couple of them? If you know a couple of them, you already know the answer, right? It's what? If you know a couple characters' thoughts and feelings, you know it's which one? Omniscient. If you only know one character's thoughts and feelings, it's limited. The reason why I want you to understand this is right now, I want you to look in the finish of Patsy Barnes, and I want you to figure out which point of view it is. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. First person, do you see I or me in the narration? No, so first person's out. We're done with that one, right? Do you see you? You should be looking in your book right now, not staring at your computer keyboard. Do you see you? I don't either. Okay, so those two are out. So we're left with third. Now, you can do this with a buddy. I want you to determine, is it limited? We only know one character's thoughts and feelings? Or is it omniscient? We know a couple characters' thoughts and feelings. I suggest turn to page 559, okay? Don't start at the beginning to figure that out. Think of the characters we have. It's going to take you a minute. You can stop.